I mean, obviously everybody's talking about this play this morning, the last play. It's important to think about what led up to this, right? They do the hook and ladder. They get down inside the 5, and then they got to spike the ball that leaves about 4 seconds on the clock, but no timeouts. So they got to – everybody's huffing and puffing. You got to get back in the huddle. The calls got to come in. And Ben Johnson admitted that he was a little bit slow getting to that call, which I think is a learning experience for him too. Because if you're going to call that hook and ladder and realize that there's a possibility you don't get in and you're going to have to spike, you better know exactly what you're calling on that last play of the game. So, look, what ends up happening here is the clock's running down. Oh, sorry, we're going to have to back up here. The clock's running down, and Luther Burden motioned over here. Ben Johnson said that they didn't have enough time to get into the exact formation they wanted to. You can see Caleb Williams putting his hand up here. I don't know the play, obviously, but I'm fairly confident that after Burden went in motion here, and we see this all the time, maybe he's supposed to come back into motion. Someone else was supposed to shift or motion here, and they ran out of time.
Could you have taken the delay of game?
You could have. The clock was stopped, game, right? So there's no runoff. Someone also got my Twitter mentions, and I think actually you could have done this too. There's 4 seconds. You could have theoretically spiked it. It's second down. You could have had 2 seconds still on it. But that is – here's the thing about that having the presence of mind to do something like that when all of this chaos is reigning is like the next evolution of Caleb Williams.
Right.
That's the quarterback that's been there, done this a million times, and he just doesn't have that situational experience yet. I think that's asking a lot. In fact, I think it actually says a lot that he puts his hand up here in this moment and says, hey, we got to run this as is. We got to get this snap off or we're taking the delay game, which I guess in hindsight would have been the end of the world. Anyway, let's go to the next slide. So a lot of people have pointed out that DeAndre Swift, who did go in motion kind of late, I think he actually would have been farther out at this moment. Everyone's like, oh, he's open. Here's the problem, though. This, I think, is safety has him man-to-man, and he's actually got this covered. Now, could you throw it out there and make one guy miss, be a touchdown? Possible.
Or have enough momentum to, on a one-on-one. I actually like our chances right there to say, hey, listen, it's mano-a-mano. Who wants it more?
I do too. But that's a lot to process in like what's essentially 1 second here tops between the last slide and this one.
Yep.
And really the biggest problem is let's erase what's on the screen and talk about what happened up front. Correct. Because this is the bigger problem.
Red jersey.
The 49ers only rushed 2 players. They dropped 8, and they have a spy on Caleb. Okay, so the fact that they only rushed 2, and one of these players is completely unblocked, and this is what it looks like up front with the offensive line, literally blocking nobody because this is a spy. Well, you got one guy blocking somebody out here. So 4 guys are blocking none because this is a spy. This just goes to show you how big of a kind of a cluster F this was between getting the play in, not getting in the formation they wanted to. Clearly, like remember last week they got cover 0, right? And they had a plan for it. Well, this was drop 8 and only rush 2, and they were clearly caught off guard by it.
Yeah, they weren't prepared for that.
It's a tough situation.
Yeah.
You got the call in late. You weren't really set, and then you got a look that you probably weren't expecting there. So credit to Robert Saleh at the same time. So this is when – so Caleb gets flushed out by that one rusher, right? He does his little spinorama thing he likes to do.
Right.
I just wanted to freeze it at this moment because this is when he kind of turns to throw to somebody. He really doesn't have anybody open in this moment. Okay, that safety I said was covering Swift. You could say, oh, Loveland's running the back line here, but this linebacker's dropping. I don't really – at this moment when he turns to throw, there's not really anyone open. So now you got this defender closing, and he's got to buy time, which is why he starts to kind of backpedal. Maybe he could have scrambled a little bit more. I don't know. There's a lot of different things you could say, but the point is this really isn't an ideal situation to be in if you're Caleb and you're just trying to buy time. Now, the one thing I do want to address is please do not tell me how open DJ Moore is here.
It's not going to happen.
I get that he's open. But, guys, Caleb Williams is backpedaling. This guy's in his face. You're expecting him to, A, see him when his eyes are trying to find somebody open over here where this is where the play is on this half of the field. Okay, even seeing him is virtually impossible. If he does see him, to throw this, what is that, 50 yards? 45 yards across the field? Mm-hmm. It's just not happening. Put him in Canton right now if he somehow made that throw to win the game.
Right. We were talking about this before the show, and I made the point that if he knew he was going there, he can make that throw all day. But he'd have to know he was going there. And have to and have to like backpedal, reset, get himself pointed in that direction, and fire it.
Yeah, it's just
the optics of DJ standing there with his hands up. It's like I can see why people are saying DJ was wide open, which he was. It just would have been an insane throw.
Yeah, it's just not really realistic. And then the only last thing I wanted to show was if everybody's wondering what happened to Luther Burden. So this is right as the ball comes in here, a little bit low. Would have been great if Caleb could have gotten a little bit more on that because Jade Walker probably does make the catch if he's able to get a little bit more on it. It's a tough throw in that moment. But this is Luther Burden right here. Everybody was kind of wondering what happened. And you can actually see right here, he takes a knee essentially right into the side of his quad, which is what the injury officially is. It's a quad injury. I think it's just a contusion. Certainly looked bad. Doesn't feel good, but I think everybody can breathe a sigh of relief that it's not serious.